Greetings and salutations, welcome back to another Rust video. Today we're going to be having a look at automating furnaces and why we're going to do it. We have a few little setups here to show the different levels of automation. This is the level 1, the beginner. We have our ore here in the box and there's our furnace, and to melt this ore, all we're going to do is go over to our furnace and whack it in, and there's no automation there, nothing, just a regular use of the furnace, just how it used to be. Now it still is if you're a non-automating person. Anyway, that's all working there, works as intended. Put that back in the box, and let's go on to the average user of automation. Here we have the same ore in the box, and we're using an electrical circuit that uses 3 power. 3 power is basically powering these 2 conveyors. We have filters here to move ore and wood into the furnace, and then out of the furnace we have filters to remove the charcoal and the smelted ore. So to kick this one off, we'll just turn on our conveyors, and we'll see that every 5 seconds or so they will cycle and they'll suck in some ore into the furnace. Now with this setup, you need to go over to the furnace and turn it on. There you go, the furnace is on, and it's going to start sending the smelted ore back to the box. And that's pretty much your average user, what they've got set up. So we'll turn them off. Those industrial noises are pretty annoying. And we'll move on to the expert user. Same starting ore in the box. Here we have an electrical circuit that uses 9 power, and what we have is same 2 conveyors that have the exact same filters, ore in and smelted ore out, with the charcoal and wood of course. And here we have, and it automatically, not automatically I should say, it will use electricity to light the furnace for us and to turn off the furnace for us. So we'll turn this on and we'll see that it's going to start loading up our furnace with the ore and the wood. So we can hit our power here, which will trigger our igniter, which will start the furnace. And then when we want to turn off the furnace, we trigger our switch here. It takes about 3 seconds and it's off. All that is just power through to the toggle switch on a water pump. The water's running downhill, so it doesn't need any power to power the pump, and into the sprinkler. That's what turns it off. Now you might be saying at this point, why would you bother with all of this when you can just do what you did at the very first one and just take it out of the box and put it into the furnace and turn it on? Well, this is where the automation gets very strong, because you can split up here and combine here, put down up to, I do believe it is 16 furnaces, and you can hook them all up and go back this way to the combiner into that conveyor. Now we'll see that both furnaces are getting full with wood and ore, and we can light them both at the same time, and we can shut them off both at the same time. Now when you're doing 16 furnaces the manual way, you tell me which way you'd prefer. Now we'll move on to the Chad method. This one involves logic. It's going to know when you've got ore and wood being transferred into the furnace, and it's going to know when there is no ore coming out of the furnace, but the furnace is on. So it's going to know when to turn on the igniter, start the furnace, and it's going to know when to turn on the sprinkler to save on your wood to turn off the furnace when it needs to. So with this circuit, it uses 20 power. The first branch out, it goes to power all of our conveyors. There's 4 conveyors as opposed to all our other ones where we have only 2 conveyors. I'm going to turn them off because they're noisy. Alright, so here we have our input side for the furnace. We have one filter that has wood, and now we have another filter that has ore. We'll just chuck in some numbers here, maybe 2 and maybe 20. That you can look up the exact numbers to see exactly how much wood will smelt exactly how much of the ore, but for the purpose here, we need to split it up so that we can get our brains of the operation, which is the memory cell, the information that it needs to know what state our furnace is in, what's going on. We can see the wood, filter fail, filter pass, and we've got the filter pass wired up to this AND switch. Now we can see here we have both of the filter pass and the filter fail for our ore conveyor hooked up to the memory cell here. The filter fail will reset it and the filter pass will set it. And what that means is that if it's set, power will come out of the output and go over to this AND switch here. And if it's set to reset, it will invert the output and the power will be coming over to this AND switch. And the other half of this AND switch is the filter fail for our ore, smelted ore coming out of the furnace. And the other conveyor coming out is for the charcoal. So this side will be that there is no ore going in and there is no ore going out. We'll turn on this timer, which is set for 3 seconds because that's what we said it will take the sprinkler to put out the furnace. And then this one where we have there's ore going in and there's wood going in, we'll trigger this timer for 1 second, which will turn on the igniter, which will light the furnace. So we'll set this all off. All we have to do is basically turn on the conveyors, and we'll see that it'll all automatically kick off by itself. It's going to start taking the wood, taking the ore, filling up the furnace, doing its thing, and sending it back. Now if we take out all the ore here, we'll see that once it runs out of ore in the furnace, it's going to turn on the sprinkler and shut that furnace off so that we save any wood. It won't just keep burning wood. And if we put some ore back in, it's going to kick straight back off. It knows that there's ore going in and it's going to kick off again. Now when you add this setup with the fact that you can chain 16 furnaces together, that could be 16 large furnaces as well if you really got a lot of time on your hands. You can see how powerful the automation system is. It takes a bit to get set up, but once you're set up, the fact that you have 16 chained together, if you wanted to do that, you don't have to, you can just use the one. But if you have 16, that 16 times your smelting speed and it's all automatic. You just dump your ore in when you go out and farm and it's all going to just take care of itself. You can then put in a storage adapter and you could run that off to autofill your TC, or you could do to a vending machine if you want to sell your smelted ore, or there's lots and lots of possibilities that you can do to combine the auto smelting with other things that could be automated. But that's about all for this video. Hopefully it was a little bit more in depth in explaining the automation process of the smelting of furnaces, because I did get quite a few questions in my Rocket Factory video about the exact details of the circuitry, so hopefully I've laid it out here quite well. If you did find it useful, drop a like. If you have any further questions, you can whack them in the comments. I do read the comments and try and get back to people. But thanks for watching, and see you in the next video. Cheers.